Oh, goodness, that's never said that before. All right, live on Facebook. And of course, it's telling me to log in, so I have no idea what my password is. That's terrible.
No, I had to put it in my notes in order to like remember my passwords. Well, not my notes, my contacts. So I literally have my contacts, and I'll go in.
That's a smart move.
And organize it that way, because I used to have it in an Excel spreadsheet, but just like going back to it is hard, especially if you're on the go.
Yep. Oh, nope. We limit how often you can post. Darn. All right. I'm going to pause recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And today I have with me Nicole Lombardi, who is a cheer coach, a cheer mom, and all things. And Nicole, I'm so glad to talk to you. And actually, we've been chatting a little bit here and there through Facebook, and you live pretty close to me, and I'm excited to actually see you in person, and hopefully someday we can meet in person too. So thanks for taking the time to meet with me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about this.
So you've been involved in the cheer world for a long time, and I know you're a mom of a cheerleader and future college cheerleader. So tell us a little bit about your cheer journey and how you're here today.
Sure. So cheerleading started with me at 7 years old, and I went through the Pop Warner system in Stoughton, and then I cheered in high school in Stoughton, went on to college, cheered at two colleges, Suffolk University and Curry College. And when I graduated, actually from Stoughton High, I took on the junior varsity coaching position for a year, and that was definitely something different, especially just graduating from high school. And then moved to Hyde Park and took on being a coach for the youth program, and did that for about 13 years while I was in college, and then graduated from Curry. And in 2006, took on the position of the head coach position at Curry. I did leave twice for my kids, and then ended up back. And I've been very steady with them since 2018. Took home their first national college title in 2019, which was totally unexpected, but the most amazing experience ever. You know, something us coaches, we want our kids to do good all the time on the mat. Like, the biggest thing you tell them is, don't worry about the judges. You can't control what how the judge is feeling that day, but what you can control is what you're doing on the mat. So that was just my expectation. Go hit the routine that you've been working so hard for. I couldn't ask for anything more. And then winning, I was just like, oh my God, total whirlwind. My experience with, cheerleading led me to my husband, David Lombardi, who is the Framingham State cheerleading coach. It's a very fun time in this house when we're competing against each other. The great thing is that we've had my daughter, Italia, who has been a competitive cheerleader for 12 years and is going on to college, but we've had her cheerleading to talk about when it comes to that crunch time for us competing.
It must be tough for her being there in the middle. But
yeah, she's like, okay, great. They can at least talk about me. Yeah, and I mean, we have two little ones. I don't know if either of them will cheer. My youngest daughter, she says yes. My son, he likes soccer right now, but we'll see. It's kind of weird the past month being out of the All-Star world, but with that, I do work for Varsity and I'm an All-Star rep. So it's kind of great because then I'm able to really focus, I feel like, on all the other teams and gyms out there and not feel like I can build better relationships, I feel.
Yeah.
So for right now, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, that must have been a challenge. So in all of this, like part of me, I'm like, how do you manage like coaching and being a varsity rep, and we'll also talk about Beachbody and Unique, and like you've got a lot of things on your plate, and mom of three kids, with an all-star cheerleader who's like that, just, and she cheered high school too, right? So
She
like
did. Yeah.
stuff, a lot of time involved in that.
It is. And I'm that type of person that no matter what I have going on, I'm still volunteering myself for everything. So being team mom, it's just, I always want the kids to have fun. And I love creating these memories that will hopefully, they can take and they'll last forever. Do I overextend myself sometimes? Yeah. But it's fun. At the end of the day, I do love it. So yeah, it's been a great experience, and it is busy. It's very busy taking it all on, and cheer is tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough world out there. Small world, but it's a tough, I love it.
Yeah. I think I look back to when I was cheering myself and like in PT school, and like how I can't, like, my husband's always like, don't, you need to stop, you're doing too much. And I'm like, but this is what I know. Like,
Yes.
you're always on the go, and you're always like, if you're studying and practicing. And then when I started coaching, like, I didn't know how to not do that. And it was, I think that's why I like to do this now, because it keeps me, one, involved in the cheer world, but two, it keeps me busy. Like, I don't know how to sit still and to not like, and I actually get more done if I have things to do. So
I agree with that.
yeah.
True statement. Us cheerleaders, we're never going to back down. It's in our DNA.
So tell me what's new in the in this in the varsity world as far as fashion goes. Like, what you do? You're an all-star rep?
I am. I'm the all-star rep. So we do have different sides. So we have the school rep and the all-star side. So I do deal with the gyms. What's new is cheer is back. And it's been crazy, scheduling the consultations, the in-person fittings. It's awesome. Like that crazy, awesome feeling. Because I started only last January. So starting out those first 3 months, I had my training, and then we had the design summit, and then it was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? How is this all going to work out? We're an event company.
Right.
I mean, everything has to be done in person, and Varsity just turned it right around and made sure that they could provide the best that they could for all these kids, create that student experience that was amazing, and to still give them hope. And the gyms, oh my gosh, just what they did to make sure that these kids had their outlet, because it was a depressing time. It was a very scary and depressing time. So for me, what's new is that I haven't had the opportunity to go out and meet my customers in person and meet the athletes and do the in-person fittings. Everything's been online, which in some part we will still continue to do, but that has been really fun over the past couple of weeks doing that. And then now scheduling things and being able to travel, and yeah, that's been really, really fun.
Exciting. Are there any I'm going to say fashion trends, because that was always like, I always liked when the rep came, and like we only could get uniforms probably every 3 years or so,
Right.
in school cheer. But it was always fun to be like, oh, what's the current, like, so one trend I want to ask about, because I like the trend, but I'm also like the shorts. Like, are cheerleaders in All-Star, are they cheering in shorts now, or are that more practice gear? Like, I've seen some uniforms that they look more functional because it's not a skirt, and it looks more athletic, which is a big, I always hear, I want to be considered an athlete. And
right.
then you look at the traditional cheer uniform and it's like, well, I like the skirt too. So,
I think you're gonna, what I've been seeing is that flutter skirt, and some sort of like trend with designing different ways. You're gonna see more of that. Like, I think the skirt is coming back more this season.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing design in our books, in our new book. So I'm excited about it, give it a little flair. But the shorts is still there, but yeah, you're definitely going to see a lot more skirts coming in.
Cool. And is our glitter and glitter palms still big?
Definitely not on the All-Star side. For my team at Curry, we just go with the basic, purple and white palm, one purple, one white, no glitter, very clean cut uniforms, things like that. For them, I'm not about the bling. I feel like that's more the All-Star side. And that's just always been my thing.
Yeah.
I remember when, Birmingham got the uniform, and I thought, it's beautiful. Like, their competition uniform, gorgeous, but I love their game uniform more. Yeah. Everyone's like, Nicole, why? I'm like, I don't know. It's just high school. That's that. Yeah.
I like, I think my last team that I ordered from, that was in 2000, and I left in 2009 from Holy Cross, and we had like purple glitter. It wasn't like, it was shiny. It wasn't glitter.
Like a Misty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they looked little tiny dots.
I was like, I'm definitely more into the streamline, especially in school wise. So, but that was that was very popular at the time. So it was okay. So I'm glad to see that that's back in style.
Yeah. Everyone, has a lot of fun with them, and no matter what, for me, it's go out and hit that routine, because that's what I really truly want to see, is that clean hitting routine.
Right. And I think we forget, in the midst of like buying uniforms, like, it's really not about what you're wearing in anything in life. And, it's not about what you're wearing, it's how you present yourself and how you go out and how you are on the mat, or how you are in person, and all that stuff. It's more,
right. Yeah. Be a good human being, and we're all good.
Yep.
Especially now.
Exactly. So I wanted to talk also about so with Unique, I know, they had lipstick that was like a stain almost. And I thought, wow, that must be perfect for cheerleading.
Yeah. The lip stain. So I used it with Curry, and it really helped because we did have white uniforms. So I didn't want it getting on them at all. But yeah, they do have still a couple colors, but they're trying to get away from that. There's, they have the lip glosses, and some of them are more matte finish, so they're not actually going to wipe off. It's not a stain so much, but the big thing with Unique is the exfoliator. If you're exfoliating your lips, the lipstick's going to adhere to the skin a lot better and stay there and be long lasting. So yeah, so I did use it for a few teams, and they liked it, and it looked great. And just the lash serum and the mascara, I love.
Yeah.
So I had one of my former cheerleaders. She did my lashes. She did the lash extensions. First time I ever did them. And I was fine with my lashes, but I'm like, oh, let me add something else. And she said, Nicole, your lashes are breaking because of these lash extensions. And I immediately, she said, put the lash serum on and we'll remove the extensions. And they literally came back to life with the serum. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stick with my routine.
Right.
Don't change. But you know, there's a 3D mascara the 4D, the purple one, and you can use that for cheer if you're not all into especially with the little kids, you don't want to use, sometimes people don't want to use the fake lashes to put on and with the glue and possibly tearing any of their lashes off. And so that's a really good one that in the past people have reached out to me for. I think right now I have a lot of moms thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Like COVID has brought on, well, let me think about myself. And that's the way I've been portraying myself on social media as well. We have to think about ourselves first. Like, otherwise we're not going to be able to do what we need to
Right.
for our kids or for anyone else that needs us. And for me, while I feel beautiful inside, sometimes it feels great just to put my BB cream on. It's a light, a very light foundation with my mascara, and I go for the day. And it just makes me feel even like better. And so it's just fun. Like, I don't go all glitz and glam. It's maybe for a big event, but yeah, I just have a little bit of lip gloss and go.
And that makes it, for the first 3 months of COVID, I was like with everybody else, did nothing and, in sweatpants and all the time. And finally, and I do like the comfy pants better.
I agree.
I wear them all the time still, but, I finally started, I was like, all right, I need to start doing something. I need to, put a little bit more effort in, because I had gotten away from any makeup and anything. And I'm like, it's not, and I, like, through high school, through college, I was a lot of makeup, and finally kind of weaned it down some, but in a comfortable way, that eyeliner and mascara. And I actually don't even wear makeup. I mean, face makeup and lipstick most of the time. But at one point through, I was like, I need to start paying attention and taking care of myself. And, I don't have kids, so I'm not running around like all you guys are. And, but I think that's a huge thing. Like, we need to take care of ourselves so that you can take care of other people. Like, my job is taking care of other people and my parents and all that stuff. And if I don't take care of myself, if I don't make myself feel good and put the effort into taking care of me, you can't take care of somebody else. So, and so some of that comes down to, I'm back into my eyeliner and my mascara, and remembering to, care for, feel good also.
Absolutely. Yeah. And at the start of COVID, I was continuing to do my lives on Facebook and try to get people staying, focused with themselves. And then it got tough. And I'm like, why am I going to get ready every day? Who am I getting ready for? And then when we got to go out, I'm like, well, I need to put mascara on, because that's all you can see is my eyes with this mask. So that's what I'm going to do. And that was like my big thing. And then taking the masks off, I'm like, oh, everyone needs some exfoliator, because those lips have been hiding for way too long. You need to get something on them.
As you're saying that, I'm thinking, yeah, I need to.
Oh yeah. Every night before I go to bed, I put this exfoliator on and I sleep with it. And then my lips are nice and soft in the morning.
That's especially like now it's summertime too. Like, I imagine it's even more important. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just fun. I mean, Unique isn't, obviously Varsity is my full-time job, and Unique's just something more fun. And that I'll just have like some people randomly messaging me, or I have my cousin who's very consistent, another friend who's just very consistent with the skincare line. Yeah, and I just kind of go with it. I mean, I would love to make it bigger, but my focus has been on Varsity and making sure I'm doing my job for them.
Yeah.
100% now that things have just been going, and my mind can be creative with designs and things like that. I have fun, and then I'm like kind of putting myself out there more to show like
Right.
what I look like, and then people are seeing me in person now, and going to the other, it's my other small business, which isn't, it's my health, my health part, which is working out. I was never that person that could work out at home. I did not get motivated. I always had to be at the gym. And I just said, oh my gosh, I felt very uncomfortable. I felt, well, people aren't cleaning the machines. They're supposed to be, they're not wearing their masks. And it was just like certain periods where I was getting nervous when the gyms had opened back up. And I had another cheer rep reach out to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll join Beachbody. Let me try it. I love it. I love that I can make my own schedule, especially with my limited time, and running around. And I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And now it's like I've structured my life even better, with this. And doing some affirmations daily. I'm writing again. So while it helped me with my workout, it literally helped my mind and soul.
Yeah.
Because I needed that change. Again, it goes back to, we need to take care of ourselves.
100%.
Like every part of it, not just our skin, but our mind, body, soul. It's not a quick fix. Beachbody is definitely not a quick fix. It's a lot of work. And even this morning, I'm not huge about stepping on the scale, but I did this morning, and, we've had a lot going on and parties, and I've tried to stay focused with still what I'm eating. And I was so excited to see the number on the scale. I'm like, wow, this is working. Just got to keep pushing. You have to keep doing. And even pictures I'm seeing, I'm like, oh gosh, like I actually look good. Like I'm getting there, so I've had a couple of people reach out. Oh, so is this like, what can I do to, lose this weight in like a week? You can't, don't do it.
Right.
Don't fast, because you're just going to put it right back on. Like train your body to better control things. Yeah, we're all going to have a downtimes. I have 2 kids. Fishies are in the cabinet. You bet your bottom at certain breaks that I need from work. I'm like, oh, fishies. I'm normal, and that's the whole thing. Like we have to be normal human beings. And nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
But
what I liked, so I joined Beachbody not as a coach, but just as for my own trial, because I workouts and whatnot. I was bored. I needed some variety. And I had people coming to see me for physical therapy that had been doing workouts at home. I need to see what you're doing. And so, and I think they're excellent workouts. There's a great variety. And my only complaint was like, some of it's too high intensity, but that's what it's supposed to be. And as long as people know you need to actually do the regression that they're talking about, like, I think the biggest thing, that's the only, and that's not, I'm not trying to, that wasn't a complaint. That's just like,
oh, no.
Attention, but what I really liked, like because I originally I thought it was all just shakes and everything, and it's not. Like there's meal plan. There's meal plans, but it's teaching you how to eat and portion control, and eat real food. Just be aware of what you're eating, and if you have the fishy, don't go then have an ice cream sundae.
Right.
And find the balance. And I think that's my whole theme of life is like we've got to find balance in our workouts, in our food, in everything. And I struggle with it myself, but so I understand. But I think so. I think that's awesome. And I think what you just did in tying it all together, like you're right. Like now you're out. Everything that you're doing kind of feeds into it. As you're taking care of yourself, you want to feel good, your affirmations, and you're taking care of you so that you can be a mom, you can do your job full time for Varsity and for Curry, and everything else just kind of feeds and helps that, which is amazing. So
Yeah, it's important. And it's funny that we don't learn these lessons earlier in life, but like, I don't know, I feel that everything that I've learned through life, I'm, now looking back and going, oh, okay, well, this taught me this and to get here and things like that. So, yeah.
very cool. So what's next for Curry College?
We will be heading to camp this year. Pretty excited. We're heading to the University of Louisville. We were supposed to go last year. We were registered. Obviously, that could not happen. So road tripping to Louisville, and the whole point of that is to really get these kids to see what nationals atmosphere is like prior to getting to nationals, because they get down to nationals and they say to themselves, oh shoot, I should have worked harder. I should have did this. I am hoping it's going to be an eye opener and will allow them to see, all right, we need to step up our game and get a little bit more competitive. We are in the intermediate division. We've been here for a while. It would be really great if we can get back to advanced. We were there in 2014 and did amazing. We placed 4th, and in my book, they hit their routine, and I was so proud of them. Again, couldn't ask anything more from them, especially that year when we were fighting, just to stay together. And one of my cheerleaders had passed away from a drunk driving crash. So it was, a lot for them, and they did it with such grace and determination and drive. So I truly just want to give Curry, cheer a new perspective, a new life. I love the program. I mean, I cheered for them. I bleed purple. No matter how many times I do say to myself, oh, I wonder how long I'll last, because coaching is a lot. And while it's a part-time position, it's not a part-time position. And I'll be honest, the pay is not, great, but my love for it is so much greater that's what keeps me going for them. Excited for football games again. Like, the schedule is out and we're booking our away games, and so that's pretty cool. Planning our practice schedule. So I'm just excited to get back in. We have practice on the 26th and can't wait for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have chills because what I miss most about, it's been so long since I've been a cheerleader that I can't say, but about coaching is being live at games and going to camp, and getting that, like, especially on a road trip. Like, I can remember I never took my college cheerleaders away we went to BU a couple times. But we never traveled, but two of my most favorite memories when I was cheering was our road trips we went down to Virginia Tech my first year, and then to Rutgers my second year. And
that's awesome.
It was just just the team, coming together and my coach, God bless her, would take us in a van and, 14 hours in the van with, 20.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Nuts,
my assistant's like, we're driving. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna be fine. We got this.
The stories that we had, we still to this day, my team and we all still remember the stories from the vans and everything. And that, to me, that's where my as much as I love being in uniform, being on the field, and coaching, the stories that we had together in the team and the family that we all became, both from my own cheer team as well as my cheer teams, that's the biggest memory. And I think that's what keeps us all going and makes it all very special. So that's really cool. I'm excited for you. I think can't wait to hear about your experience when you go down there and what your kids think about it as you go down. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely journal it on our Instagram, the Curry Cheer Instagram. So yeah, they're pretty excited. They're like, what are we going to do, coach? Where are we going to go to lunch? And the exciting thing with my daughter making the University of Louisville cheer team, we went down there and we got to experience a lot of great places for food. So we're like, oh, this taco place. And they're like, we're going to have so much fun. I'm like, pack light though. We're driving 2 vans with 15 athletes and 2 coaches.
Well, like, your short, your practice shorts, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, you just need to practice wearing a pair of pajamas. Like, you're gonna be fine. Duffel bag it is. Throw it in. Yeah, you don't need the big fans like you did at BU.
Yeah.
Remember those? People
Yes.
literally. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna miss the people that we usually see at camp, but also, again, I just think we need an eye opener.
Yeah.
It's been a year of settling, and I'm not settling. I'm ready to go back, and that national title is ours.
Yeah.
And everyone can hear it right now who's competing in intermediate. I'm not going down without a fight.
That's the exciting thing about this past year is it gives you more incentive to go and crush it. So that's awesome. So how can people find you if they want to reach out, if they want to come cheer at Curry, or if talk to you more about any of the varsity stuff or anything that we've talked about?
Yeah. So my email address for Curry is nicole.lombardi@curry.edu. For email, just Nicole Lombardi at varsity.com for any other questions. And on Facebook, Nicole Lombardi. Or at nlombardi16 on Instagram.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time today. I'm glad we got to connect. I know it's been a crazy couple of weeks for you, and I'm sure it's going to just get crazier as we get closer to transition to college for your own daughter and for cheer camp and all that stuff. So I really appreciate it. And
well, thank you so much for having me. This was really, really cool. And yeah, if anyone just needs to chat too, I'm here for that. Like, honestly, not about selling things, just here.
That's, I think we all need more connection. I mean, we're all connected, but I think actually having conversations and connection, I think
it's very big right now.
Yeah. Cool. All right. We're gonna sign off and don't hang up just yet.
Okay. Thanks.